So I guess to say that I don't care isn't quite right. I do care about my project. I do care about how I present myself on YouTube, but I don't care if we hit 10,000 subscribers or not. Well, as I sit here and I cut out little bits of cardboard as templates for some gussets and whatnot here, I realize that I don't really have a plan for my 100th video, which is what you're watching right now. So I thought about it a little bit a few weeks ago, and I realized that even at 100 videos, I don't really care about YouTube. Is that right? Kind of right. That's kind of right. I care about, I guess I care a little bit about sharing this hobby that I have, but I never expected this to become a career. If it happens, it's pretty cool. Get to work in a shop all day and not have to go commute to a place where I just collect a paycheck and, wait for the day to be over so I can come back home. It would be really cool if I could make this kind of stuff my work and keep it fun. I think there's a lot of those bigger channels that have lost their fun. You watch as Hoonigan fell apart, Donut fell apart, some other ones. I think that a lot of people left Matt's Off-Road Recovery in the last year or two. And they're all out doing their own thing, which is really cool. And they have that momentum that they built up working at the bigger channels that they can carry over to their new personal channel. That's awesome. I don't know how much effort those people put in at the big channels. Some of them, I'm sure, put tons of hours in, maybe 100 hours a week. And some of them were just there for, fun, just along for the ride, and they could split off and make engaging, entertaining content. I know that path is not an option for me. I'm not one to network well enough and go out and pursue a career like that. I'm more likely to take something I enjoy and turn it into something that other people might enjoy. In this case, I always wanted to be a business owner, but I don't really have the drive for that daily effort it requires to run a business, right? Paperwork, government compliance, advertising, sales. I'm not a salesman. I've never been a salesman. I'm more of the engineer type. That's what I do for my day job. And it's not this kind of engineering either. It's similar. I do a lot of production support, so I don't design the products, but I design the tools and equipment that get used to create those products that go out into the market. And that is somewhat fulfilling. It is also somewhat frustrating. Things I create don't go out and get used out in the world, but they get used. I get feedback on them. Sometimes things need to change. Sometimes I get it just right. People really like the tools and fixtures and stuff that I design. That's a good feeling. I've gotten way off track. This is enjoyable to me, right up until I found that this pad was not the same height as the one on the driver's side. And I went back and forth, measuring and tweaking and changing, and that was a little frustrating. But this, and learning about why this angle and this angle are what they are and what they do, right? The reasons for these angles on this upper arm. That was enjoyable to discover the reason and the logic behind it. It took some searching because no one could just answer my question easily, and stuff on the internet was a lot of speculation, right? A lot of the forums, it's a lot of speculation. If you change this angle, it's going to ride better. If you change this angle, it's going to stop better. And other people are like, no, because mine was opposite and it did better than what you're saying. And okay, well, I think I had it figured out. This part was enjoyable to discover and understand why this is the way it is. I have enough engineering, enough building know-how to feel like I can make all these plates myself, and I can, come in here and gusset and decide that yes, when my roll cage tube comes through here, it's going to, come in hopefully right through here and come down and come right through here and weld to the side of this, so it ties all these in together with the structure of the cage. The cage itself adds structure to the car. I like tinkering and designing and understanding this stuff. That doesn't always turn into a good YouTube video. And most of you have probably already clicked away. That's fine. Good YouTube videos are engaging and entertaining or informative. And those are difficult for me to do because I don't have, I'm like I said, I'm not a salesman. I don't have that flair to really show off what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I'm learning at the same time. So it's tough for me to come across as, I know what I'm doing, right? I understand how to do this. I can teach you how to do this. It's not quite right. So I'm stuck in that spot in between YouTube entertainer and hobbyist, and making this a passion versus just making it my weekend project. I would love for this to be my passion, to create cool vehicles. Always thought that'd be fun. It's a difficult thing for me to do because I lack some of those skills that draw people in to see what I'm doing, to be interested in this long-term form, this long format, long-term build that this thing is going to be. I've had this thing since 2006 or 7 or whatever it is, and it took me forever to actually get started on it. Now that I'm starting on it, I don't have a ton of time. I have other obligations, and this is just going to be one piece at a time, one bite at a time. It is what it is. But if you're interested in seeing someone learn and get to be creative with some of this stuff, then hang around. I have a bunch of ideas I want to explore with this, from some street usable aerodynamics, some just absolutely 100% visual aesthetic choices that look functional, side scoops, hood scoop, spoiler on the back. And it's going to be a blend between form and function. It's got to drive well. It's got to go fast. But a lot of it is not going to matter. It's not going to matter that much if I put side scoops on. But I've already got some ideas I want to explore with that. They make it look really cool. They might not do much. Because I was thinking about ducting from the side scoop to the rear brakes. The rear brakes are probably never going to get hot enough to need fresh air to stay cool. Maybe the fronts, but I didn't really have a plan for ducts in the front to bring air to the brakes. So sometimes I kind of feel like I'm backwards, but again, it's a street car. I'm not going to go put laps on an oval course. I'm not going to go to the drag strip every weekend and go bracket racing, or I don't even know if I'll get to go on a drag and drive event. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a blast. But where I live is a long ways away from all those drag and drive events. Nobody's up in the northwest corner of the U.S. right now. And this is not a car show vehicle. This is not going to have flawless paint. It's going to have paint. It's going to be a color. It's not going to be beautiful, right? It's going to be functional. It's going to have a look like a retired race car. It's not going to conform to anybody else's idea of what this car could be or should be. You know, it's going to have some drag race influence, some road race influence, some drift influence, some cruiser influence. All those things are going to be compiled into one car that's not going to do any of those things really, really well. Hopefully it's going to be well-rounded. Somebody's going to look at this and say, this is the wrong suspension for that. Yeah, we'll see. You can do some things with these that improve upon the design. If you want to get deep into the Mustang 2 suspension design debate, they're lightweight, they're cheap, they work, they don't handle super well, they don't brake super well, the angles are not ideal, but they're effective. And that's as far as I'm going to get into it. So I guess to say that I don't care isn't quite right. I do care about my project. I do care about how I present myself on YouTube, but I don't care if we hit 10,000 subscribers or not. If we ever hit 100,000 subscribers. I don't care if we don't get to that point. Again, it'd be really cool, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to build this car. I'm here to share it with you. If you like it, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing and leave a comment about your experience with YouTube, your thoughts on project cars in general and how much time they take up. And so I've completely lost track of where I was going with this. It's the 100th video. Yay. It is what it is. I make no assumptions that people are going to love it. I make no claims that I'm an expert. I'm just here building my car, and you get to watch. Come along for the ride. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.